There are some major problems with ISS Vanguard.
Major problems.
It might be us, but
probably.
Nonetheless, we're going to complain about this game. All right,
Still.
we're going to let you know
Absolutely.
the worst things that we have
our
seen,
top 20
experience. We don't have time for top 20 because this is Quack&Co, the board game channel, where every video is 10 minutes or less, guaranteed.
Or W running back.
And this is our list of all the worst things about ISS Vanguard. We put out a video yesterday, a Thirsty Thursday, where we talked about all the things that we loved, like our favorite thing about this game.
Yep.
And now, West, we get to be a little bit bitter.
We get to be a lot bitter.
And for the record, we do a lot of work with Awaken Realms.
Yep.
So please, Awaken Realms, if you're watching this, stop watching this. And now, what do we hate about this game?
Okay. Here's what I hate about this game. Number one, the very first thing is the iPad. Okay?
Oh.
The iPad. Now, granted, the voices are amazing, and I'm a little jealous, frankly, that some of them are better than me. However, I like touching things, I like marking stuff off, and I like reading my own flippin' things in that little book.
I think if you're playing solo, maybe the voice and the narration could be very cool. But if you're playing with multiple people, I find reading from an actual storybook is so much more immersive. I have to agree with you with this.
Yeah.
I would not recommend that people go use the app.
No.
The app,
it's done
some people
well.
might love. It's done amazing.
It's done
I hate
really
saying
well.
it. Don't use it. Read from the book. Do your
book is
own
great.
voices. Immerse yourself in the story. Pay attention. Check boxes. Nick off little things. Like,
Yes.
oh man.
You should see how much stuff I get to mark off in this, and it makes me extremely happy. And for the whole first 2 times we played it, I didn't get to use the book, and I'm very upset about it because it made the game so much better once we started using
And
the
my
book.
mind starts wandering. I start not paying as much attention if there's something digital that's on the table.
Exactly.
It's very rare that a game pulls me in through a digital experience. Some of them have, some of them do.
Some of them.
Narration is usually not where that sings for me.
Agreed. And what about you, sir? What is something that bothers you? Dice? Dice. Very much dice.
I think there is nuance and choice in the dice here. I get it. I think there's ways to be highly strategic. There's ways to use your cards to manipulate them and mitigate them. There's ways to use your character abilities. I get that it's probably a mechanics engine the team spent a lot of time working on.
For sure.
Also, I just, give me a D10, let me roll that if you want to have me resolve something. I just want to see the story, and I want to see the consequences, and, I end up just not thinking too much about the dice, and just grabbing a pile of them, and rolling, and sometimes it screws me, and sometimes I get it, and I just have never fallen in love with this system of different symbols, different types of dice, the pressure luck system with the dice, the system where you have to, rejuvenate and bring them back into your pool. It really isn't a mechanic that I've ever attached myself to. I'd much rather have limited actions or limited resources or some other engine, like some other thing that is causing me to exhaust or to die or to run out of energy and stamina outside of this dice pool. I think a simple D10 in Kingdom Death does dice better than this game does dice.
It's fair.
What do you think?
Very fair.
Am I wrong about that? Do you like the dice?
I actually don't mind the dice.
I just never cared about them, though.
Yeah.
I care about a lot of things in this game.
I get frustrated that the dice aren't all the same or that they're all very, very different. So then I have to take 4 minutes to look at all the dice and decide which one I'm going to roll, which makes analysis paralysis happen a little bit more often than it probably should.
Yeah.
To be fair.
If I was the type of player that really was pinpoint on certain mechanics and was trying to nuance and AP each thing, the dice might be very cool.
Maybe.
For me, they get in the way of me just continuing to experience the adventure of the game. So maybe I need an easy mode or something, but I've never cared about them.
My turn. Those things can go burn in a bad pile of nonsense.
Cards specifically or the trays they're in?
All of the above.
Okay.
Okay, so the number one thing, the trays that they're above, listen to me. I am fat. I understand it. I have fat fingers.
So this area is fine.
Yeah, this area
I like
totally
this
fine.
area. This area is
totally
great.
fine.
It's high enough that these these top cards are easily readable.
I can reach all those. Get your little digits inside of this area here and try to pull all those cards out. You try it right now. You can't do it. It's impossible. You have to grab 3 or 4 of them. You're gonna fall asleep. They all fall over everywhere.
If I try to get this stack here,
Impossible.
my hand literally can't. I am trying.
Impossible.
Without damaging the cards, I have to get my finger in there, maybe slide a few of them up.
Yep.
I genuinely mean this.
It really is frustrating.
The short cards are packed too tight. They're too. I mean, it's It's so frustrating.
It's so frustrating.
And there's not a better way to store them. There's not a better place to put them.
Nope.
I thought about like shifting them into the front here, but then that makes that too tight. But they've got plenty of room. They could have just moved this back a little bit, or they could have made this lower, so I actually could get my fat little fingers in here. Whoever was playtesting this and thought to themselves like, oh, that's going to be fine.
They must have the tiniest, slimmest little fingers ever in the history of forever, because I can't make it work and it drives me insane.
It's not just that card tray either. This one also has the same problem, because these top organizer cards get in the way of you actually pulling the cards out. You know what would have been great, Awakened Realms? Make these little plastic pieces that go underneath the cards, so that in this section I just pull up and it comes with it. You make everything else deluxified. Why not spend a little bit of time caring about people that are a little bit overweight? Why not?
Exactly.
Just a touch. My finger here, that's 1 additional pound that shouldn't be on my body. I know that, but your game doesn't need to tell me it.
Exactly. I don't have to be reminded. I already go to the doctor enough, and that doctor tells me I'm fat every time I've gone.
I've always had thick, pudgy fingers.
Me too.
It really is.
It is infuriating. Really frustrating.
It is. One of the things that genuinely frustrates me.
Yes, this is ridiculous.
This fits our cards fine.
They're super cool.
Fits our dice fine, although it doesn't give us a place to organize our miniatures. And I know they're super cool and they're super shiny, but these gears are specific. A lot of them are specific to certain factions.
Yeah.
And damn it, if this doesn't let me store my faction gear cards in with my team.
Yeah, you have to leave it in the armory all the time. That's very frustrating, because I'd much rather be like, hey, let me just put this out here.
Let me grab my box and see what gear they might be able to bring with them.
So much easier.
I get it, it's condensed, but it seems like it would have been a simple thing to make them slightly bigger to allow or these cards slightly smaller to allow them all to like store cohesively with each other.
For sure.
You want to know another thing that pisses me off?
Yeah, go for it.
And this is going to be another like silly little nuance thing. Whose dice are those?
Yep. I completely agree with you.
Wes, assist me.
Yeah.
Assist me.
Assist you.
Roll your dice here.
Oh, dang it. I don't even know which dice is... no, I can't.
There is genuinely no way to de-sort dice if you've been not as careful as you should have been. And you only learn this lesson moments after you've rolled.
Yep, and then you're like, oh, dang it. Which one was mine? I don't remember.
The best thing is like to guess around the symbols or like... take a close eye, and I get it, like, there's some limited ways you can assist, like, one die at a time, but still, it just... Yeah.
It's very frustrating. There's also this. What color are those dice?
Oh, yeah, these are harder to read. Now, to be fair... uglier dice are clearer.
Yes, the non-premium dice are easy to tell the difference.
Okay.
These, however...
Outside of these silly nuanced complaints, though, I think you and I both agree as to the worst part of ISS Vanguard. For us as players.
For us as players, yes. 100%, it's this thing right here, the ship book, okay?
We have complimented this book a lot. Don't worry. We think it's incredible and very innovative.
Done extremely well.
At the same time.
This is the part of the game that sucks the most. It's the management phase. Nobody likes the management phase.
And this game decided to make the management phase 45 minutes worth of a section. Instead of just letting me explore and continue going on the journey, it's like, let's pause your game. And what if you had to pay attention to every single nuanced detail? I get it. Some of you love it. Shira Chavin, she will be mind blown when she plays this game.
Absolutely.
For people that are just story-driven, thematic dice
we just want to do
chuckers,
this part.
let me roll dice and explore.
Yeah.
And not even cool customized dice. I don't care about that. I just want to roll greedy dice. Give me a handful of D10s, put them all in my mouth, I'll pop them out the front of it, and whatever I get, I get.
Yeah.
This is too much.
It's a lot.
It's so much management.
So much management.
And when you lose track of something, or like you're not quite like, we saved the game once and came back to it.
Yeah.
And we had cards sitting on the top of this book that the game, like, it was a natural place to stop.
Yeah, it was a perfect place to stop.
We had no idea where they were from.
No clue.
We're like,
absolutely no idea. We're like, where did these cards come from?
Carefully and precisely to be like, what? And on top of that, I love that all the rules are in here. It makes it easy. And yet I feel compelled to read this every time I open up the page.
Definitely.
Helps me not miss things, but man, if that is not a lot of text every time I want to process. That's a lot of text every single time.
The other thing is, a lot of the rules are not in the rules book because they're only in the ship management book, which is also very frustrating.
So, that's the worst stuff.
Yep.
That's our biggest complaints.
They're really not that big a complaint.
This is a cool game.
Yeah.
It's a cool game. But, it's got some problems.
Got some problems.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.